Hey T-Squad, welcome back to Dropping the Tea. It's your host Kirsty, and today, are we getting into some legendary tea? If you think you know Oprah Winfrey, buckle up because we're spilling every last drop. From courtrooms in Texas to wild internet rumors, we're talking controversies, lawsuits, scandals, and even the downright bonkers conspiracy theories that have swirled around the Queen of Talk herself. And yes, as always, I'm going deep, nothing surface level here. So get comfy, grab your mug, and let's get into it. Let's start way back, when Oprah found herself up against the entire beef industry. Yes, really. Picture this. It's the late 1990s. On her show, Oprah brings on experts to talk about mad cow disease. The conversation gets intense, and Oprah says something like, "That just stopped me cold from eating another burger." Well, you'd think she'd declared a beef war. The Texas cattlemen didn't take it well. They actually sued Oprah for millions, blaming her for a dip in beef prices. They dragged her to federal court, hoping a hometown jury would side with them. Oprah, being the queen that she is, didn't back down. She moved her show to Amarillo, Texas for the trial and basically turned it into a national event. For weeks, cameras rolled. Oprah stayed cool under pressure. She even joked with her audience, "We're down here in Amarillo, y'all know why." The jury? They sided with Oprah unanimously. The judge ruled that Texas's veggie libel law didn't even apply to beef. So Oprah walked out victorious, telling crowds, "Free speech not only lives, it rocks." The cattlemen, not so happy, tried to appeal but got nowhere. And with that, Oprah became not just a talk show host, but a symbol for standing up to big industry. Now, T-Squad, let's talk about a scandal that rocked the world of books and Oprah's own reputation for picking bestsellers. Remember A Million Little Pieces by James Frey? Oprah picked it for her book club, sold millions of copies, and sang its praises as the raw story of addiction and redemption. But plot twist, almost everything was a lie. Investigative reporters dug up the dirt, and it turned out James Frey had juiced up, or straight up, invented the worst parts of his story. He said he did months in jail. Truth? More like hours. At first, Oprah backed him, even calling in to defend him on Larry King's show. But the backlash was massive. Readers were furious. Authors called it a betrayal. Oprah, realizing the damage, invited James Frey back on her show, and let's just say it was not a cozy chat. She told him to his face, "I feel duped. You betrayed millions of readers." She pressed him on every detail, made him admit the lies, and even took his publisher to task for not fact-checking. The fallout? The publisher had to settle lawsuits and offer refunds. Frey's agent dropped him. Oprah apologized to her audience for not being more careful. It was one of those rare moments where the queen of empathy put herself in the hot seat and took responsibility. And if you want a lesson in media accountability, that episode is still studied today. Next up is a controversy that hit Oprah on a personal level. Oprah founded the Oprah Winfrey Leadership Academy for Girls in South Africa, pouring her heart and fortune into creating a school for underprivileged girls. But within a year, the unthinkable happened. A dorm matron was accused of physically and sexually abusing students. For Oprah herself, a survivor of childhood abuse, this was a nightmare. She flew to South Africa immediately, suspended the headmistress, and hired private investigators. In an emotional meeting with the girls' parents, she broke down, apologized, and gave out her personal phone number so the girls could reach her directly. The matron was arrested and charged. The case ended in acquittal, but Oprah didn't stop there. She overhauled hiring and security, brought in new staff, and did everything possible to rebuild trust. The local press actually praised her for her directness and compassion. Was it a PR crisis? Absolutely. But it was also a moment that showed Oprah's willingness to take responsibility and put the victims first. The school is still running, and Oprah remains proud of the graduates. Sometimes, how you handle the fallout says more than the scandal itself. And just when you think you've heard it all, in comes a lawsuit that sounds like a soap opera, literally. A flight attendant on Oprah's private jet claimed she was falsely accused of having an affair with a pilot during a flight and was fired over it. She said Oprah's goddaughter made up the story. Both she and the pilot passed polygraphs, but still lost their jobs. She sued for wrongful termination and defamation, seeking damages. Oprah's team denied everything and called the claims bogus. The outcome wasn't made public, but it's a reminder. With Oprah, even flying can turn into headline news. The South African school scandal had legal fallout too. After Oprah said publicly she'd lost confidence in the school's headmistress and was cleaning house, that headmistress sued for defamation, claiming Oprah's words ruined her career. It was all set to go to trial. Oprah, never one to hide, flew to Philadelphia and met with her accuser one-on-one, no lawyers. They reached a confidential settlement, and both said they were satisfied. Crisis managed, and a lesson in handling things quietly when possible. Now, let's get into some business tea. Over the years, Oprah and her company have faced all kinds of trademark, copyright, and employment lawsuits. One motivational speaker sued her for using the phrase, "own your power," claiming it was her trademark. After years bouncing through the courts, Oprah won. The judge said no one owned that phrase, and no one would think Oprah stole it from someone else. There was also an employment discrimination suit at her own network. A female executive said she was demoted after taking maternity leave, which didn't match Oprah's women-empowering brand. OWN denied everything, and the outcome was kept private, but it was a reminder that even Oprah's company isn't immune to accusations of workplace bias. And yes, someone once sued Oprah for $1 trillion over copyright. You heard that right, $1 trillion. The case was quickly tossed out. Even fans aren't safe. When a couple of podcast hosts launched Oprah-demics, a show all about Oprah's cultural impact, Oprah's team sued not for money, just to protect her name. The result? The hosts had to change the name. Now the show's called You Get a Podcast, which, honestly, is a clever nod to Oprah's famous giveaways. Moral of the story: don't mess with the Oprah trademark. And here's a more recent controversy, straight from social media dramaland. After devastating wildfires in Maui, Oprah and The Rock launched a relief fund, chipping in millions of their own cash and asking the public to donate. Instead of applause, they got backlash. People said, "You're billionaires. Why are you asking us for money?" Both Oprah and The Rock responded publicly. The Rock said, "I get it," and acknowledged they could have handled the rollout better. Oprah explained she was following the model set by Dolly Parton and that every penny from the public was going to survivors. Still, the incident became a lesson in how even good intentions can be spun the wrong way in the age of social media. All right, let's talk about the times Oprah's platform has gotten her into hot water with health experts. Oprah has always loved bringing on big personalities, but sometimes those guests have brought some wild claims with them. Take Dr. Mehmet Oz. Oprah gave him his start, but Dr. Oz's later show pushed everything from miracle diet pills to fringe medical theories, so much so that the U.S. Senate called him out for promoting things with no scientific backing. Jenny McCarthy is another case. She came on Oprah's show, made emotional claims that vaccines caused her son's autism, and Oprah gave her a very sympathetic hearing. The problem? Science has never backed up those claims, and experts say that giving McCarthy such a massive platform did real harm by spreading vaccine fear. Oprah's also been called out for championing The Secret, promoting New Age healers, and occasionally putting untested medical advice in front of millions. To her credit, Oprah's also promoted mainstream health, mental wellness, and prevention. But critics say her enormous influence means she needs to be extra careful about who she gives the mic to. It's a reminder that with great power, yes, even Oprah power comes great responsibility. Oprah's not just a media mogul, she's also dipped into politics, which always stirs up a storm. When she publicly endorsed Barack Obama's presidential run, a chunk of her audience wasn't thrilled. Some even swore off her show, saying she should stick to entertainment. She's had public run-ins around race, too. In Switzerland, she accused a boutique of racial profiling after a sales clerk refused to show her a pricey handbag, assuming she couldn't afford it. The story went viral, with apologies and accusations flying in all directions. Then there was the Me Too moment, when Rose McGowan, one of Hollywood's most vocal activists, accused Oprah of being fake for her former association with Harvey Weinstein, and for leaving a documentary about Russell Simmons' accusers. Oprah responded by saying she absolutely supports survivors and had creative differences with the documentary team, not pressure from Simmons. No matter the topic, politics, gender, or race, Oprah's always at the center of the conversation. Okay, T-Squad, buckle up because now we enter the land of pure weirdness, the conspiracy theories. During the pandemic, QAnon and other online conspiracy groups made up a completely fake story that Oprah's house was raided for child trafficking. The rumor blew up on social media, trending on Twitter and Facebook. Oprah herself had to go online and say, "It's not true. I haven't been raided or arrested." Even major news outlets covered the story just to debunk it. The wildest part? There was zero evidence. None. Not even a police report. But the rumor spread like wildfire, and even now, Oprah gets lumped in with other celebrities in QAnon conspiracy land. She's addressed it head-on, and most people saw right through it, but it's a crazy reminder of how quickly fake news can spread. Of course, what would internet gossip be without the Illuminati? For years, some fringe groups have claimed Oprah's success is proof she's part of a global secret society, pushing a one-world religion and leading people away from faith. All nonsense, of course. At one point, a viral video claimed Oprah was replaced by a clone or body double. Yes, you heard that right. Just like the Paul is dead rumors from Beatles days, except now with TikTok and Twitter fueling the madness. There's absolutely zero evidence, just people speculating because Oprah looked different on television. These stories never go beyond the conspiracy crowd and are more meme than menace. Here's a fresh conspiracy. After the Maui wildfires, internet trolls said Oprah and other billionaires set the fires on purpose to grab land for smart cities. They even claimed her house was painted a magic color that protected it from government laser beams. Every bit of it? False. Local investigators blamed down power lines, and Oprah's home was nowhere near the fire. She even let firefighters use her private roads during the disaster. Still, the theory spread, showing how any crisis can become a playground for conspiracy theorists, especially if a billionaire is involved. So, what does all this add up to? Oprah's life is proof that no matter how beloved or successful you are, controversy will find you. From lawsuits and scandals to outlandish rumors, she's been through it all. But here's the real tea. Oprah's ability to own her mistakes, face criticism, and keep helping others is what sets her apart. She's not perfect. She's made some real missteps. But every time, she's found a way to address the issue, learn from it, and keep her head held high. In the age of social media and viral conspiracy theories, even Oprah can end up at the center of wild stories. But as her track record shows, the truth and a whole lot of empathy goes a long way. That's it for today's Mega Deep Dive. T-Squad. Whether you love Oprah, roll your eyes, or just tune in for the drama, there's no denying her life is never boring. If you made it this far, drop a comment with your wildest Oprah rumor, or tell me which scandal shocked you most. And hey, don't forget to hit that like button, share the podcast, and join the Discord for behind-the-scenes chats. I'm Kirsty, this is Dropping the Tea, and I'll see you in the next one where the truth is always stranger than fiction.